There's where I laid it at. We got all the way out there to load those cars. I was going to show you all the cars I bought, and I couldn't find my camera. I left it laying over there on that retractable hardtop. Right now, what I got to do is I got to fire the loader up, get everybody unloaded, get back out there, and I'll show you what's going on. Oh, and by the way, welcome back everybody. Silas here today. And we made it back out here just in time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a couple cars on Todd real quick, or a car and a truck or something like that. That way he can head back. He'll unload those on his own. And then Shawn and I are going to stay out here, kind of organize stuff a little bit and get set up, because tomorrow is going to be a haul all day sort of day. Not sure what I'm going to throw on him yet. I'll probably throw, I think there's another winch truck over here. I'll throw that on his trailer. Also, it looks like Skyler came in and got a truck that I set out for him. Lots of good stuff out here. Everything with an S is mine. If you watched the auction video, you know I was buying them one after another. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, that's for sure. But yeah, let me get him loaded up, and then we'll take a little bit of a tour around the cars, check things out a little bit better. This truck was a Hemi truck. Unfortunately, I believe the Hemi is gone and it's got a poly in it. There we go. Wraparound window and a 5-window Dodge. Headed back to the yard. All right, we'll take a quick tour around the cars. He's going to take those back. He can unload them on his own. I'll show you the really cool cars when we get back to the yard later. I bought some pretty neat ones, but like I say, I already hauled those. So we'll check out the ones here first. This truck here, I didn't plan on buying it. When I first got here, I thought, you know what, I'm going to buy probably about 20 or 30 cars, and it escalated very quickly. Lots of good parts.
There's a message on the door here.
North shelter belt, east end, south end.
It's the only place he had the right directions.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, what we're going to do is I bought 3 pickups. Well, I bought more than 3 pickups, but I bought 3 mostly empty pickups. And I bought the contents of a building, so we'll clean it out into these.
Our friends are over there.
Oh. Well, the guy will have to do is drag the truck out, get them all really aggravated, and then take off driving, and then they'll all get lost. He was getting ready to go spray paint him. I was going to film him getting stung. All the red X's you see out here, that's the crusher guy. He was paying about $250 a ton for these things, so he really wanted them. This truck here I thought about bidding on, but it took off pretty quickly. I think it sold for, I think, $1,300 or $1,400, something like that. I can't remember now. I bought 3 or 4 two-door Mercurys like this. If you watch my other videos, you know that a lot of the interior is gone. Oh, there's the headlight bezels right there. 3 of them actually, so there's an extra one even. Lots of good parts on these cars. This in here is just a custom, but yeah, that's an awesome bonus. Because I mean, this nose is pretty beat up. This is a perfect one to put those back on and then knock it off. I bet it's got a good looking trunk. Oh yeah, that's a good looking trunk. I don't know what a guy would do for taillights. Maybe you can buy those still, I don't know, you have to check. And then it's got lots of good 2-door parts in the middle. So that's cool. I don't even know what engines are in these things or anything like that. It's got an antenna? Oh yeah, it's got like a little light on the antenna. That's really cool. That might be worth something to the custom hot rod guys.
And they got a Dana rear end in them. I noticed that the other Mercury you had on your truck.
Oh yeah?
It's got a Dana, like a pickup.
Huh. I don't know what's under the hood. I don't know how you open the hood. Do you see a lever? I don't feel one.
Right here.
He found it. Big old teapot. Is it a Y block? It's not a
Ford motor. Yeah.
It's not a Mel?
It's not a Mel.
I wonder. Well, if it's a Y block, this is a 50. What year is this? 56? 55? I wonder if it's a 312. Because I know Mercury's in 56 only put 312s in their cars. That's all they put in them.
Let's hope so.
So that might be a 312 right there. Only one way to find out, and that's either pull a head or pull a pan. Sometimes there's you can check the little flange on the back of the crank, but they made 3 different cranks.
Yeah.
And only one of them is a guaranteed. The other 2, they also made 292s that have that same mark.
Yeah, my book says pull pan.
Yeah, pull pan is the easiest. And it's not easy, but it's easy. You can actually pull the pan with the engine still in these cars if you're real careful. Then I bought this truck here. After I bought this truck, a guy came up to me, he says, I've got one way nicer than that, I'd sell for that. But then he wouldn't give me his number to actually do it because I was going to buy it. I probably should have stopped. This is one here that got up to 900. I stopped and he's like, oh no, 950. And I said, I guess one more time. And then I ended up getting it for 950. So a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but oh well. It is a pickup, half-ton pickup, so I'm sure I can make a little bit on it. Just got to get it home. V8 flathead. This is a 51 or 2. I always forget which.
I've never seen that.
I always get confused because they made 2 different hood emblems on these. Just an old Ford flathead with lots of good parts. Unfortunately the fan is gone, but it does still have the bracket, so that's worth something. Next up we got a Chrysler with a Spitfire under the hood. I really like that piece, that spark plug guide there. I'll keep that for myself hanging on the wall. This one here, pretty rough car, but it's got a good looking tri bumper guard thing on the front. This would make a good one to cut the nose off of. It's got a good looking hood ornament on it. Stuck.
This one your steering wheel come off of?
It might have been. I bought a steering wheel in the piles of small stuff. This one actually still has the interior in it. This guy loved to pull the interior out of all of his cars. This one's still in it though. Nothing in the trunk, but this would make a good one to cut the trunk off of. Oh, there's a turtle shell. Every year I go out mushroom hunting, and I really should save turtle shells because if you have enough of them, they sell.
You do.
I didn't even see these.
Like wasp nest.
Yeah. I guess I bought a pair of fenders and a pair of doors and I didn't even know it. Hubcap. This is a factory 390 truck. It's got the emblem on the fender down here still.
Nice.
Just a rat nest inside, nothing special in here. It does have a radio in it. And I think this is a 60, yeah, no, this is a 68. This is 68. I'm pretty sure it is. The Grille.
I cannot believe the radiator still is.
Yeah, most of these cars still have radiators. I mean, it's hit and miss, but like that one there, you can tell they pulled other parts off of it. But
right.
This car here in the trunk had a visor. I took the visor home already. I'll show it to you later. But then it had a whole bunch of AC parts and pulleys and whatnot, and a guy bought all that from me after the sale.
What if that's the Mercury underdash air conditioner inside?
Could be. It's got the little deal in the back window. Is this this ain't a Turnpike, is it? No.
I know there's a year of the Turnpike Cruiser. It's got these crazy rectangle air vents.
Yeah, I've got one. It's a 2-door. It's 58. Lots of good parts on this one. There's a headlight deal.
Rear ends in it too.
Yeah, it's got the good 9-inch rear end under it. This would be a good one here. I don't have a hood for this one, but the guy might be able to figure something out. It's got both of the headlight bezels are here still, so maybe do something with that. Maybe I can find a hood later on, but this has a really good looking trunk we can cut off. Good looking trunk. And speaking of that, my email is always in the description. If you see one of these you want me to cut off, I can cut it there, I can cut it there, whatever you need done. Same with the front ends. As much as you want cut off, I can cut off for you. We can slice the side off of a car. We're easy to work with. Some of these vehicles I may keep whole. None of the ones I've showed you yet. Maybe the Ford pickup. But there's a handful of these vehicles I bought out of this sale that I'm not going to cut up yet. But this area here, I bought all but I think 3 or 4 of the vehicles out of this entire field, or whatever you want to call this tree row. Some of them, like this car here, I mean, it's nothing special, but it's got a 9-inch in it, and I think I paid $300 for it, something like that. I mean, the car will crush for $400, and then I get a free 9-inch. Here's another pickup. This is a 3/4 ton here. You got to check every one of these because you never know what's going to be hiding in them. And there's a deck lid off of something, off of a Fairlane. So yeah, I bet you that deck lid will go on like that car there because these were beside each other. There's some nice beauty rings. So see, now this trunk here wasn't much good, but now that I have a deck lid for it, even though it's a little beat up, it makes that trunk worth saving again now. Club sedan. I think this one's a 2-door. Yeah, this is a 2-door here. Lots of good 2-door chrome. Here's a town sedan. This is a 4-door. This is a 2-door. That's the Club and the Town. This one has the deck lid in the trunk of it, so this is another one we can cut off. I know you can buy these taillights still.
I think we got some up in the buckets.
Yeah, we did buy a few. I bought a bunch of hoods that were laying around out back. I'm 99.9% sure I bought the hood. Actually, I'm 100% sure I bought the hood for this car right here. It's the same color and everything. It's out back.
Yeah.
This is a little 53, I think, 54, somewhere around there. The best thing going for this car is that it's got the deck lid in there, so a guy can knock the trunk off of this one. Cool 63 tag.
PL.
PL, I don't know where PL is. Odds and end trinkets.
There's the child seat.
Oh yeah. This car here's got the seats in the back. Another tag. Odds and end parts, nothing super good or nothing like that, but once again I bought it basically for scrap price, so I can cut the rear end out of it, pull a few pieces off of it, and crush it later. In cars like this, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to at least triple stack, maybe haul 4 at a time, we'll see. This one's pretty well complete, got the 400. Lots of good dash parts.
Pretty crazy bench seat for this car.
Yeah. It's got some tags in the back of it I can see down in there, an 81 or an 83. We'll get them out of there later. Oh, there's another one over there. So it's got a bunch of license plates. Yeah, it's hot. Who knows what's in the trunk? What's crazy to me is a lot of these cars have keys in the trunk still.
No little kid's been around.
Yeah. This car here is actually pretty solid, so if a guy wanted to run a derby car, I know these Fords like this aren't the greatest, but this in here would be a good one to run. And that's another thing is, even if I do crush them, they've got heavy steel bumpers on them that aren't rusted out, so I can pull those off. This car here was sitting up on the hill. Boy, it was really cool sitting up there on that hill, and it looked a lot better up there. But now that it's down here, it's still neat, but I got it for a fair price. I think this in here, 49 or 50. Don't know if the trunk opens or not, no. But check out that back window. That's a really cool back window. I bought a boatload of bumpers at this auction, so I don't know if I have bumpers for this car or not. I kind of don't think I do, but you never know. If I can find something that even halfway lines up, that would make a cool one to cut the trunk off of it too. Or somebody might want this whole car, I don't know. It's kind of a cool car, and it's complete other than the glass and the bumpers. Here's another Mercury around a 58 or so. It's missing one headlight bezel unless it's laying inside the car somewhere. Oh, yep, right there in the seat. So, whew, man, everything's getting hot.
Yeah.
Lots of good dash parts, good side panels, another good trunk that doesn't open. Who knows what's in there? I can see something. What? Oh, it's the air breather. I can see what it is. It's the air breather. I'm sure this here has, this one's new enough, it should have the MEL in it. Yeah, this is, oh, this is the Turnpike engine. Yeah, this is the Turnpike Cruiser engine right here.
Yeah, it is. Look at that one.
Yeah, it's all complete too. Yeah, the rest of the air breather's in the trunk.
Nice. This
Got
is
the
the
full
Mel.
barrel.
There's the Mel.
That'll be a good engine. Just these valve covers are worth pretty good money, but that'll be a good engine
You
right
never
there.
see this thing left on there.
Cool. Yeah, this will be a good car. Whew, man, I can't shut the hood. It's hot. It's got a strap it. Oh yeah, it's got, well, it had dual mirrors, but it's still got
I
one.
hope the other one's in the car somewhere.
I bought this 56 cab and clip here. Not sure what's under the hood. Probably the early, well, this would be the later Y block. This would be like a 272 or 292, unless it's been swapped. I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a 272, honestly, in a 56.
Yeah.
I don't know what's inside it. Lots of good dash parts. It's got a radio laying here. Radio might be something good. It's an AM FM stereo. Huh, that might be a good radio. I mean, it's rough, but for a core.
Yeah.
But
This is not a bad cab.
that's what I was about to say, is this cab, it's a 1 year only cab. and it's barely any rust. It's a little beat up on the roof, but they all are, but
Yeah.
little bit, a tiny bit of rust inside on the visor panel, but very minor. So really, I mean, if somebody wanted a big truck front clip on the thing, this would make a good patina, or if you just wanted just the cab, this in here, we might do that. We might cut the nose and sell the cab, or sell the whole sheet metal altogether. Yeah, it's a good looking truck, really. And then here we go. This is a 58, I think. This is another, no, is this a 59? 58 commuter wagon. Has this got the turnpike? Nope, not the turnpike.
Yeah,
oh yeah, it is. Yep, right there.
Turnpike Cruiser.
Yep, this is another turnpike engine. Oh, I remember that because it's got the emblems on the fender. Turnpike engine. It's not a turnpike cruiser, but it's got the turnpike cruiser engine. But this car here still got the rear end under it. It's got all the back glass, the tailgate. Looks like it's got some stuff on inside it, some headlight bezels, bunch of miscellaneous parts that aren't for this car. Oh wow, it's got a grill out of something in here. Instrument cluster. I don't even know what that grill is. That might be worth some money.
Headlight rings over here.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a bunch of, looks like 56 Mercury headlight rings over there. There's a bunch of good stuff in this thing.
Chevy third member over here.
Bonus. I'm really curious what this grill is. Man, it's heavy. It's got a part number on it. Oh, okay, I see. It's a 1957 Buick grill. I bought two 57 Buicks, but they both have the grill in them, so that'll be a piece there that I'll throw on eBay. I might try to get this car out of here today. We'll see. I've got it. I'm trying to get the most valuable cars first and go from there, but lots of good stuff in here. Yeah, there's a aluminum torque converter over here.
Yeah.
There we go. That door doesn't open. Yeah, this car's storage.
Really good digger.
Oh yeah, there's a third member. Headlight bezel for a car like this. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in this car. And then the car itself, I think, honestly, and it's not that bad. It's a little beat up, but it's not that rusty.
I did not know they were push button. Look
Oh,
right
is
here,
it?
right beside the deal.
Oh, it is a push button.
I didn't know Ford. Yeah.
I didn't know that either. I thought that was a...
Edsel was push button in the center of the steering column.
Yeah, I've seen those. I thought that was a Mopar thing.
I wonder if this has got the, it's probably got electric shift motor and all that stuff like the Edsels did.
Yeah, I thought that was a Edsel and Mopar thing. I didn't realize Mercury did it too. And then here's another two-door Mercury, but I think the engine's gone out of this one. And I did buy the front bumper for this car. I bought pretty much every bumper on the property just to make sure I had enough bumpers to put these things back together for art. Yeah, the engine's gone out of this one.
Two-door spin. All of the taillights still look good.
This car here, the floors are actually still somewhat solid in this one. Yeah, this is the Metalist. Really, honestly, if a guy took all of these two-door Mercuries and put them together, you could build one good one. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. If you want one and you want to buy all the parts to fix it off of the others, then that's up to you. And then this is a fluid drive truck here.
Is it really?
I thought that was interesting. You don't see pickups that are fluid drive very often. It's a floor shift, so I don't know what's up with that. That hood doesn't open.
It's got power brakes.
Oh wow. That's crazy. This is kind of an optioned out truck. I'm just curious what the fluid shift is, if it's got a floor shifter. 5 window. I think this is, yeah, this is a 1-ton truck. Now the door opens. Keys in the ignition. See, I don't know what's up with the floor shift, but yet it says fluid drive on it, so must be something funky. This is kind of a fancy truck. It's even got an actual chrome horn ring in it. If you can see it in there. Yeah, there you can see it a little bit better. Huh.
Like a standard transmission, but the clutch looks...
There must be something about it.
Yeah.
I've never seen a 1-ton pickup with a fluid drive.
Size, right? Yeah. It's
So
supposed to be there.
have to do some research, and it's also a really solid cab. 5 window, so. And this will be a pickup front clip on this, I believe. So if somebody wanted a cabin front clip, this would be a good one. I don't remember.
Job rated?
I believe it probably was, but the grill's gone. But you can find a grill. And then here's another one. This is a Monterey here. So that means I bought 4 two-door Mercuries of this body style. Headlight bezel out of something. Has it got an engine?
Nope.
No engine. Like I say, I mean, they're kind of rusty cars. If I have to cut them up, I will cut them up. It doesn't hurt my feelings. But I'll leave that up to you guys. The buyer is always right. Not much in this one. Next up, we got a 234 Ford two-door. Just odds and end parts, and then probably cut the trunk off on this one. Another two-door. This in here's got a fancy headlight on it. I was hoping the other one was around here somewhere, but I don't see it. But this would be another good arts and parts car. I bet one of those bumpers would fit on the back of this good enough. Oh, and then check this one out. This is a really cool car. This is a two-door Lincoln Premier. Really cool, but really rough. Somebody shot it clear full of holes. This car here, honestly, California tag, honestly isn't really worth anything. The engine's still in it. Power steering, so it's probably got a few good parts left on it. But
dual exhaust manifolds in there.
Oh yeah, pair of dual exhaust laying here off of something. But this car, I think what I want to do with it is just take it and put it out in the trees at my place, just because it's so neat with all the bullet holes all over it. This set out on the very edge of the field. A head and some trim and a seat, odds and ends stuff. Yeah, this would be a really cool one just to use for yard art. Next up, we got a Ranchero. Not sure what year this is, 66, 5, somewhere in there. The hood's in the back of it. Oh, I think, didn't we see one of the, yeah, we did. One of these cars we just looked at, it might have been that two-door Mercury, had the other headlight bezel laying inside it. So that's cool. So it does have both headlight bezels.
Is that a 9? The first number.
Yeah, 9.
Oh, the hood's with it.
9K4.
Yep. 69.
Oh yeah, it would be a 69. It's got the side markers on it. Didn't even see that. Huh, so this should have a 9-inch or maybe an 8-inch. This wasn't a V8 car, was it? Or it might have been a V8 car. I don't know. 8. Yeah, it still sell. And then next up we have a Montego MX. This is a pretty cool car. Automatic. Lots of good parts on this car here.
Disc brake car.
Disc brake. Really, the floors in this car aren't bad. So if a guy wanted to build a car and you really wanted a Montego MX, this tub is pretty nice. You have to find a front clip for it, or most of a front clip.
Our disc brakes, Cleveland.
It's got a Cleveland in it, but it's got a little bit of rust in this door right here, and this fender in this corner. But look at the quarter panels. I mean, a little bit of rust down here. The floors are all still solid. Montego MX, this is a what, 70, 71, something like that. So really, and there's a good chance somebody will save that car and go ahead and build it, or at least use it for a good parts car. Then next up we got a Corvair convertible. Let's make a good crushing video. Cut the nose of it off.
Knock the steering box off of it.
Yeah, pull a few pieces off of it.
If those still even sell.
I saw a mostly restored Corvair convertible. It just needed a few little things left on it. Sell for $400 one time at a sale. And everything else there was bringing multiple thousands of dollars. So these just don't have a whole lot of value.
Especially this ugly one.
Yeah, if it was the newer style, it'd a little bit better, but not much. Oh, check this one out. You guys will like this one. I've got one of these already. This is an S22. Bucket seats, console, automatic car. But pretty cool. And it'll have little extra emblems on it. It has the this is a little bit different year than the one I have already. This is older. Yeah, the one I have now is a 63 with the 3 taillights. This would be a 61 or 2. So this is a pretty solid car, really. And so I think this in here will be one of the ones that I save and try to find a home for, just because it's all basically complete and it's not in too bad a shape.
Does it say Comet on it somewhere?
Yeah, it says
Comet, right?
Comet. It's S22 Comet is what it is. which the S22 wasn't anything performance, it was just sportier interior and trim.
Oh, very nice.
What's it? Oh, this is a Falcon. This one here I did not buy. For whatever reason, the Crusher guy decided he was just going to start running me up to the moon on these things. And I mean, he went from paying $250 a ton to running me up to like $300 and $400 a ton. It's like this car here, I was a high bid at $400, and then he bid $450, so I just quit bidding. I let him have it. There's no really any good art or parts left on this car, so I mean, this car, when he crushes it, he's only going to get about 150 to 175, so he's going to lose almost $300 on this car. So I mean,
Far ways from home.
yeah, plus he has to come a long ways. Here's a good bell housing laying right there. This is another Montego, not an MX or nothing, but and I'm
Got some grill stuff in there.
unfortunately, it's missing the exact same parts that the other one is. The hood, this fender, and the grill. Well, it's got some parts inside it. Can't really see what's in there. Maybe something in the trunk. Can't get it open.
Can't get it open.
But this will make a good parts car if there's anything that car still needs that this car might have. It's weird how they're both missing the same parts.
Should have a nice. Oh, there's that bed.
Yeah, oh, this Ford script bed. Yeah, Ford script. What's weird is this thing even has a fender on one side underneath. Thought that was kind of interesting.
Very.
This truck's pretty rough, but if somebody wanted a rat rod material, this cab and clip, well, the gauges actually still look really nice in this thing. That's kind of wild.
Is it the one with the stand-up thermometer?
Yeah.
Oh, that, yeah, those are
It's a V8 truck.
good. Yeah.
So, like I say, it's a little bit on the rough side, but it is kind of an iconic truck. What is this, 38? Somewhere around there. 38 or 39, 37, somewhere in that range.
85 horse,
This ought to make somebody a good little rat rod piece.
1955.
Been sitting a while. After I dumped that Falcon on him, he finally started getting more reasonable and cars started going a little bit cheaper. He got nervous. And so like I got this car pretty cheap, another Ranchero. Not a lot here, but I figured if nothing else, it's got a good looking back end. A guy could put some taillights in it, cut that off and make a bench or something. Next up is a Ford. Is this a 66, 5? Somewhere in there.
Headlights.
LTD, I think. Is this an LTD?
390.
Or is this a custom? Galaxy.
Or custom.
390.
Car, nice.
Should, no. Yeah, it should be a 9-inch. Should be in a 390 car.
Yeah. I don't see an ID.
Yeah, be on the door here. 6. See, that's a 66. Another two-door custom line. This car here is pretty on the rough side, but it's got one headlight bezel laying inside it. I can probably find another one, cut the nose off of it. Like I say, by the time we got to this point in the auction, stuff is going a lot cheaper.
Overdrive.
Oh, yep, good overdrive. And then here's a cool one here. 46 or 7 Mercury, 8. Got the visor on it, little two-door sedan. Not a bad looking car. I have somebody pretty interested in this car. I'm going to take pictures here in a little bit. Might have a home for this one already. It's got some stuff laying around inside it. Doors don't open, but it's pretty well complete inside.
Keys still in the trunk.
Parked in 61, yeah. Key's still in the trunk.
One of the Mercury keys too.
Doesn't open, but we'll look in it before we let it go. Another Mercury. Maybe some goodies in the trunk. Maybe not. We'll dig through them better when they're back at the yard. Taillight bezel out of something.
59.
Yeah. Lots of good dash parts. Looks like the headlight bezels are inside it.
There's another push button. The push button's in a different spot.
Huh.
Well, it's in the same area.
I've just never had very many Mercuries, so I guess I just never noticed.
You don't see where.
Looks like, oh, the engine's gone. That headlight bezel must be for something else. I wonder if the headlight bezel is for this car because it matches this color. Because we got here a 4-door wagon. Pretty rough car. Lots of good parts.
Full of windshields.
Full of windshields.
Hope they marked them.
I doubt they did. Watch out, there's another headlight or something. Then here we have another Mercury. This is a 2-door coupe. Got some pieces.
That's not this color.
It might be. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is.
That's strange, isn't it?
Some sort of suspension or something?
I can't.
That might be all the money there. Bellows power unit. Kelsey Hayes wheel. I don't know.
Headlights, vacuum stuff?
Hard telling. I don't really know. This car looks really good on this side. Unfortunately, when you go around to the other side, somebody cut a chunk out of it. So that's kind of unfortunate. But you know, it's a good parts car if nothing else. The guy had another one of these and needed everything. This car has everything except for that piece. And you know, push comes to shove, it's got a good looking nose on it. I think this piece is in the trunk. Yeah, that filler panel is what was in the trunk. It's got a hot fender, that's what it's got. Got another flathead in it. Next up, we got another country sedan. Clear full of mirror parts. Yeah, clear full of mirror brackets. I don't know if those will be worth anything or not, but we'll definitely look them up. Maybe something in the back of it, some electric motors or something. I did buy the tailgate for this car as well. It was loose. I have it. I already took it home. Looks like they made a floorboard out of license plates. There's another extra hatch off of something too, off of a wagon, probably like this. I bet you that went to the two-door wagon that was sitting right here. And this car here was the main one I wanted from the whole sale. Little 53 or so Plymouth Suburban wagon. But check this out, it's got a bumper guard over a bumper guard. Like it didn't fit right, so they just put it over the top of something else and made it fit. Hopefully we can find the other one. That'd be a good piece. Hard telling. I don't know what I'll do with this car. Probably nothing, but it's neat and I wanted it, so now it's mine. Next up, we have a pair of 57 Buicks. This is what that grill over there in that Mercury wagon came out of, is one like this. This one's missing the little piece of chrome I just noticed, but yeah, this is a special here, and this is a Roadmaster, both four-door hardtops. Although I don't know if Buick even made a sedan. I don't think I've ever seen a sedan if they did make one. I actually kind of prefer the special. I like that compared to the chrome. I don't know, it's just me. But yeah, these cars here, I don't know if anybody will want these whole or not. This special isn't too bad. The Roadmaster is a little bit beat up, but lots of good parts and lots of good arts.
It's hot.
I mean, check out this trunk on this thing. How cool would that be as a couch? Guy's gonna have to find a taillight for it, which would be expensive, but still, that'd be really, really neat. Got the fuel door down in the bumper. This one's missing both of the taillights, but guy can figure something out for that. And they might be laying around in one of these cars out here.
Could be locked away in the trunk.
You never know. Plus they got engines in them, cut the noses off, whatever. Here's a 50, what year is this Pontiac? Tri-5 era.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a 57 like the other one I got. No, this is different fins. This would be like a 55 or 6. It's got a cool little bumper guard on the back of it. That might be something special.
56.
56. Odds and end parts in it. Got a good steering column in it probably. It is a two-door, so it's probably got some two-door chrome on it.
It's a 3-speed on the column, so the Pontiac motor is going to have a standard flywheel and bell housing.
There we go. Does it got a rear end under it? Yeah, it's got a rear end. It's missing some of the brake parts, but the pumpkin will probably still be in it. Yeah. Every now and then they put posies in these things, so got to check that.
And these are popular with the old school drag races.
Yeah. Next up, I bought this little Toyota. I don't know why I bought this little Toyota, but I did.
The aluminum.
Yeah, I bought it for the aluminum. That's gonna make a mess hauling that home. But mainly I bought it because it was cheap and it's got a little standard transmission in it, so I figured why not. Nothing special. This truck here, I just bought it once again because it was cheap and it's kind of good colors on it, lots of good parts on it, although I don't really sell too many parts off of these. But it had a steering column laying here on the seat, and the guy came up to me after the sale and gave me $100 for that, so I'm already doing pretty good on it. It's got a Tri-5 hubcap.
9-inch, isn't it?
Oh, it's got a 9-inch. That's cool. Must be an early one, and a guy can probably put the tailgate back on it, cut the bed off, and also it'll make a good container to haul stuff home. Next up, we have another Comet. Nothing special, just a 4-door Comet, but it's got good art to cut off. Maybe some good parts for that S22 if the guy wanted to piece it back together. It looks like it's got a chainsaw and underdash AC unit in the back seat. That's a bonus. That's a good one too. Oh yeah, check that out. It's missing one of the pieces, but the rest of it's all here, and that's a Ford underdash unit, so that'll definitely sell. Oh, and check that out. That's going in my collection. That is awesome. You guys know me and you followed me for a while. You guys know I love Thunderbird stuff. There's a Thunderbird fence charger right there. That is too cool. I don't have anything like that, so I'm definitely keeping that. That's a bonus. Lots of good parts on this car, like I say. Lots of good parts in this car. Good stuff to cut off. Next up, we have a Ranchero. I bought this mainly for the rear end. That's, man, I guess it's probably got a good piece I can cut off on the back of it. Beyond that, there's really not much left here.
Funny they do certain parts with the back window combination.
I sold the roof off for one of these one time. This was all rusted out.
It's got good chrome around the back glass.
Yeah, odds and end pieces. Yeah, you can cut the trunk off, or the tail off. Oh, another grain truck. I forgot about this one. Oh, two grain trucks I forgot about. Yeah, I bought both of these. Nothing too whoopee, but good art.
See what it says on that side? On this?
On the west side?
F100.
Oh yeah, it's the same. They've swapped the hood out at some point in time. The hoods and grills on these trucks are the same all the way up. Just each ear was different. As you can see, they're a little bit different.
Some sort of a wide block.
Yeah, probably that funky little tiny Y block. I bought this funky little Thunderbird just because, I don't know, I used to really like these Thunderbirds. I don't now, and I would never consider fixing the car, but why not? It was here and I was here. And then next up we've got a, oh, Shawn found something. I gotta go see what he found. False alarm. Yeah, I got the Thunderbird. I don't know why. I mean, it's an early one. It's one of the first years of this body style. Pretty solid car, really. Keys are still in. Next up we got a Dodge. This is a early one, like a 62, 3, 4, somewhere in there. Oh no, it's got the push button handle, so this would be a 65. It's got the early grille with the push button handle. It's got good gauges in it, lots of good parts, lots of good arts, and it is a custom cab, so it's got some chrome options on it. Next up we got a, what is this? It's a big body Electra. Yeah, Electra 225. Pretty interesting car. Probably a lot of good parts on that one. Another Ford, nothing whoopee, mainline. Oh, it's got a copper radiator laying inside it, a teapot carburetor.
That's a teapot carburetor on a flathead. Did they have one flathead?
I don't know.
It's a flathead intake.
In the back seat we got some, it looks like a head, some valve covers. Nope, trunk doesn't open. And then next up we have another Mercury 8. Nothing in the trunk. It's got something in the trunk. What's that? Oh, it's just a glass jar. Never mind. This car here is pretty rough. Not a whole lot left on it, but it was pretty cheap too, so why not? And then last on this row is like a 60 something Ford. What is this, a 61? Oh, this is Mercury. Yeah, that's right. No, this has got the 3 round ones, so this would be a 63. Square was 64 and the triple round was 63.
Intake getting ready to fall out.
Yeah. Headlight ring.
Under dash unit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. That's period correct. Probably a dealer added option. Pair of heads, it might be something.
Power window? No.
No. Huh. And I'm sure we'll find more good stuff on these cars as we process them. This car had power brakes on it too. Yeah. Probably had power steering. Maybe, no, I don't see the lines for it, so maybe not. Next up is another two-door Mercury. This one's pretty stripped, but once again, I think I gave $100 for this car. 150, I don't remember what it was. But it's got, I believe both fenders are inside it. Then, I don't know what's in the back of it. Nothing good. Headlight bezel. It's got kind of funky little bumper guards on it up on top. Those are kind of neat. Those might be something to sell. And then we have another two-door Mercury right here. This car here, pretty solid floors in this one. I'm trying to see if it has an engine in it, but I can't. It's got an engine, so. Oh yeah, this is the one that I had to have you open a second ago. That's right there in the center. I can't get it. There it went. Yeah, I mean, if that's the original engine, all this one's just sitting in here. Yeah, this might be a 312. If it's the Mercury engine, the original engine that was in this car, it's a 312, but otherwise it could be a 292. It's a 2-barrel, but the intake's only halfway bolted on, so it may be just a swapped up thing. So this in here is kind of iffy. Hard telling what they've done here. That one there is going to be definitely one guy have to pull the pan on and see what it is. 292, it's a good boat anchor. 312, make a good core for somebody. There we go. That one sold for scrap. I bought this car here. There's no engine, no transmission, but it does have a good 9-inch in it. It's like a 71 Mercury. It's got some good dash parts in it still. So odds and ends stuff. Just an AM radio. Bought a Thunderbird. We bought the seats for this one as well. It's got a pair of exhaust manifolds laying inside it. But yeah, we bought the bucket seats out the front of this. They were pretty cheap, so we already took those back. Show them to you later. Lots of good parts in this car. Got a radio, temperature controls.
Is this the side to side?
Yeah, this has got the tilt-away steering wheel. So that's a good piece. I sell those pretty regular. Don't know if the 390's in it still or not. Nope, but it does still have the transmission. So that's something. Power steering, power brakes. But once again, this car was cheap. By this point in the sale, I was getting along better with the Crusher guy, so stuff was cheaper. And then next up, I bought this Victoria. If you watched my preview video, this was actually in that little shed that's over there, parked up in there. It's kind of somewhat complete. I think most of the interior is inside it. The doors here, it's missing a fender and a grille, although I did buy an extra grille. But it's a 2-door Victoria. It's got a lot of good parts on it, if nothing else. And I mean, if really nothing else, the guy can always knock the trunk off and crush it. For what I paid for it, it's not that big of a deal. But like I say, this car here has got the automatic column in it. Lots of good parts. And if somebody needed a good, pretty solid tub, the floors are still good. Just a little bit of rust in the rocker panels. So really, this car here could be put back together if you had a 4-door parts car for a front clip or something like that. So not a bad car. The Cougar, I probably should have bought it, but I didn't. It's going to the Crusher. All of those are going to the Crusher. Over here, we started with that truck. I also bought this 58 or 9 Ford there, and I think there's one more grain truck over here I bought. Yeah, like an early 60s Ford. Nothing too whoopee. Bought this Fairlane here. Has it got the engine in it?
Yep. With a 4-wheel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is suspicious.
Yeah, that's definitely suspicious. Definitely rough, but that might be something good.
Yeah. Could be something, because it's got the dual action vacuum fuel pump.
Yeah, that might be something good that he dropped in this car. So we'll check that out better. It's got a bumper inside it. Is that, no, it's not off the car. It's hard telling what it goes to. Probably one of the other cars I bought. Some hubcaps in the trunk. Then I bought this Thunderbird here. It's got a good looking tail on it. Guy can cut off. This is a what, a 60? Yeah, this is a 60 model. Bucket seats. One of them, no, both bucket seats are in this one.
Oh, wait a minute.
So there we go. Does that have a floor shift in it?
It's got a stick shift, isn't it?
It's not a factory stick shift, but somebody stuck something in here. I wonder what's in it.
Oh, they missed a 4-speed?
Yeah, we'll lift this car up in the air and see exactly what's going on there. If that's a 4-speed, that's a chunk of money.
I wonder if it's...
But it feels like it's a top loader either way, so it's got to be a 4-speed. And then we got a little Ford Coupe. Oh, this car is missing the front bumper, but way out back, I bought the front bumper for it. It's missing the grille still, but it's something. Little Ford Coupe, missing a hood, front clip is off of it.
There's a nice fender.
Oh yeah, fender skirt. This car here is actually pretty solid. This car here was sitting right up on the corner on the side of the driveway, so it wasn't like it was out in the field. Oh, I need the tag off of it for my collection. It's got a special vehicle tag on it.
Wow.
What was this? Another 5345 Ford. This Buick convertible right here my dad wanted. That's the only reason I bought it. Pretty solid tub, but it's missing all the interior. But he wanted this car here, so that's his. Yeah, this is a 50s Ford, like a 54 or 5, I think. Nothing whoopee, but it's got a spotlight and a good nose to cut off. There's your task. Figure out how many times I've said whoopee in this video. Oh, it was one of the trucks that we just loaded up on Todd had 2 rolls of cemetery wire in the back of it that were pretty nice. So I think there's a Lincoln convertible. I didn't buy that one there. That was the most expensive car of the sale. It went for $5 grand. It's headed to, I believe, Sweden.
What's the Metro brand?
I don't know. I quit paying attention for that back row. I think most of those went for 100, 150 a piece. Here's the hood to one of the Fairlines I bought out in the back row. I bought this Grille, and then somewhere back here I bought this really funky dune buggy thing. This was actually probably the cheapest car of the sale, if you want to call it a car. I gave 20 bucks for it. I don't know why I bought it. It's just so cool and funky and dangerous looking. I had to have it. But this thing right here, I just really liked it. That one there's kind of neat, but I liked this one better. And then also I bought this Ford, what's left of this Ford front clip right here. Figured nothing else, it's a good grill. Once again, I think I gave 20 bucks. By this point in the sale, minimum bid was $20. They wouldn't even talk to you if you didn't bid 20 bucks. And in fact, there's a grill back there off of like a 53 Ford truck and a front clip. And I asked them, I said, hey, can we put these together and sell them together as one? And they said, yeah. And then when the bid was sold, they said, yep, 20 bucks times 2 or something like that. I forget what the bid was, but I had to pay for them separately. There's a bunch of grills and front clips in here, but most of them, like that one's missing the grill, so it's not really anything special. There's a Mercury hood down in the pile. If we can save it,
Right.
might be the hood I need for that one that's missing the hood. So that's, if it doesn't get saved, I won't lose sleep over it. But one thing I do need to get out of here probably tomorrow before he starts ripping stuff out is this front clip. There's the grill and there's the front clip that goes to it. There's a lot of iron down in here. There's a lot of transmissions, several engines. I bought this car here mainly just for the 9-inch that's under it, because this is like a late 50s car. And I almost feel like this car is a wagon. Yeah, it is a wagon. Was a wagon. It's got the wagon roof on it, so this is going to have the good rear end in it. That's about all it's got, but it's got a few dash parts in it. So that's a good piece. I did not buy these. These went for scrap. I did buy all of the bumpers. There's the bumper for the Thunderbird. But check out this tree. It's wrapped around the frame, the running board, the cab, the bed. That is just too cool. I brought a box out with me so I can gather up all of the bumpers and hoods and stuff that I bought. I bought that car, and that car. A couple of those have 9 inches under them. I think, yeah, that one has a 9-inch. Those two there, I don't think they do, but I bought them anyway just for whatever reason. I don't really know why. I bought that over there. We'll check that out in a second. I bought this pile of stuff. Oh, there's a tailgate we forgot. We grabbed all the tailgates while we were here at the auction and I forgot that one. But I'm a beaver believer is what that says. Thought that was interesting. A couple Dodge fenders. The other one is over yonder. All this went for scrap out here. Most of this went for scrap. Actually, I think all this went for scrap. There's a pile of stuff over there, a couple truck beds and some doors that I bought. I'll leave probably most of it behind. I'll probably just grab the truck beds. I think there's a bumper. I bought that truck bed and frame. It's a good long bed step side. And then there's a 57 Dodge truck front clip. And then the hood laying there beside it is the hood that goes on that Plymouth station wagon. Because that Plymouth wagon was sitting right here originally. So yeah, this front clip will sell. And I bought a hood that fits this front clip as on the back side of the building over there. So you guys are gonna have to piece it all back together. But I bought this truck as well. Did not buy this pile. This all went for scrap. But I did buy this this is just a regular cab here, but it was cheap, so why not? Cab wraparound window, and it still has the front clip on it. But these doors are 1 year only, and I have sold these doors in rough condition for good money before, so there will be a chunk of money right there in that truck. Here's a Ford. It's missing the hood, but the hood that matches this truck is up front on top of another truck that I bought. And then I bought this cab with these really cool doors, Schaffner. Here's a Dodge front clip that I bought. It's getting windy out, hope you can hear me, but here's a Ford front clip that I bought. And then here's another Dodge with the wraparound back window that I bought, but this is a 58, so these doors aren't nearly as valuable. But it does still have a front clip on it, and the hood's right here, so that'll make a good nose. Then I bought this. This is off of a school bus actually, or if not a school bus, then it's off of like a tanker truck, like an airport fuel truck or something like that, because it didn't ever have a windshield on it. As you, oh, here's a hood that fits that Dodge. One of those Dodges right over there. So bonus, I got an extra one. But yeah, this year make a good wall hanger, and then another wraparound window truck. I don't know what year this one is, but I'm pretty sure it's not a 57. But I will definitely check that because it does have one door on it still. And I think, actually, now that I think about it, the other door is laying. No, that's the door off of this truck. Okay, which is a shame because 58 doors. I mean, they're okay. They'll probably still sell, but it's not as good. And then there's one more. Looks like a Dodge job rated front clip right here. So pretty cool stuff. Oh, there's a hood right there. So that's the hood for that truck, it looks like. So looks like I have an extra hood. And I think, yeah, the hood's still on this one here. Lots of neat stuff. And then this is a pile of my stuff here too. I bought it for the fender and the grill mainly.
Spin the seat around and take off down the road.
Check this out. The seat spins back and forth, and these columns are connected together with chains. It's like he's saying you could spin it around and you could drive it in reverse. Back it probably had some sort of bale attachment. Grab the bale of hay, spin back around and drive forward. It's got this kind of cool bumper guard on the front of it too.
Very cool bumper guard.
Now we're getting up close to the small stuff. I bought these two doors here. I bought that deck lid there in case I needed it for something. The forge. And then there's another deck lid over there. I may not need all these hoods and deck lids and bumpers I bought, but I bought them anyway just in case, because I'd rather buy them for $5, $10, $15 and not need them than need them and have to buy one somewhere else for $100. I bought these two trucks. Here's a cool one here that says Seward Oil Treating Service. Good heavy truck. I'm just going to give all the stuff off the back of it to the scrap guy. I don't need all that. And then check out this truck next to it. This in here is a 4-wheel drive. That's pretty cool. I've never had a big truck like this that was a 4-wheel drive. Because what is this, an F5? Oh, there's a Pontiac deck lid back here I didn't know I bought. Yeah, like a Tri-5 era.
There's a dash.
Yeah, and a dash out of a, looks like a Ford.
Some pig iron.
Yeah, that's good for Stuart.
Oh,
Check out the rat nest in this thing.
it might, no. It's something, if the cab's off something bigger, look, there's an air brake control in there.
Oh,
So the cab might have come off something big truck, right?
the cab is not even bolted to this.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the frame, I don't know, but it's 4-wheel drive, big truck. That front axle's got to be worth something to somebody. Yeah, that front axle's got to be worth something. It take a while to find the right buyer for it, but when you find them. And then I bought all these hoods. Once again, I have no clue which ones I'll need and which ones I won't, but I just got tired of it. Anything in there?
No, not really wheat.
I think I gave $2 for that hood. I don't know why, but I did. And then this building here, I haven't seen what's in here yet, really. I think we bought this for $7, contents. And there was a fender in here that we sold for $100 the day of the sale. Get the flashlight out. Some old wooden doors. What's this? It's like some funky thing. That'll probably sell in Texas. A blue door, that'll sell, being a good color like that.
Yeah.
Some little closet doors.
Oh look, big mount Ford.
Broken.
That one's broke.
There's a couple more grills. Is that one good? Yeah, there's a chunk of money. That's a nice looking grill too. Oh yeah. Good deal. That one's got a crack in it, but still, it'll epoxy. Yeah, some good stuff in here.
Nice pink color.
Yeah.
And there's somebody that likes that. These real odd skinny ones.
Oh yeah. Wow. All this metal. Yeah, for $7, can't go wrong. That one grill's worth a little bit. Let's say I already sold a fender for $100, and here's a power steering setup I just now saw. Oh, and then back here, I think this is another Pontiac. I bet you that. No, the deck lid's on this car, so I don't know what that deck lid came off of. over there on that Ford. But yeah, here's another 57. It looks like a 57 Pontiac. Pretty rough car, but it's got column in it still, some gauges, lots of good chrome. Taillights are gone, but still it's got a good looking trunk on it. Piece of chrome, brake booster. Yeah, I bought this. Nose, this is like a 55 or 6 Ford. And that's why I bought all these extra hoods, because we can put a hood on that, and I'm sure I bought a bumper that'll fit this. We put a bumper. I know I bought some headlight rings that'll fit it, and actually there's a bumper down there in the weeds I think came with it. So yeah, here's the hood for this Pontiac. So lots of good stuff. Looks like Joe bought this pile. And then back here is a mid-50s Dodge truck hood that I bought, and then I bought the contents of both wings of this building, but we're gonna make those a separate video all on their own. Yeah, I bought this hood right here. Yeah, I think Joe bought the contents of this room. Scrapper guy named Joe. And here though, I bought all the contents of this. There's some really cool stuff in here. And then this next wing over here, I bought the contents of it as well. I don't think there's nearly as much good stuff in there, but I bought it anyway, because why not? Like I say, I'll go through it, me and Shawn, and we'll pick out anything good that's worth saving. Everything else we'll leave behind. And then the scrap guy that bought this stuff here, Stuart, that we were bidding for, I think there's a teapot carburetor, a couple license plates, some stuff in this pile that I want to keep, so I'll pull that stuff out, and then he can have all that stuff in trade. So he'll be getting more weight, and I'll be getting cool stuff that he wouldn't care about, that he would just scrap anyway. I already got most of my small stuff. I bought a 65 Comet Caliente at this auction. I already took it home, and we packed it clear full of stuff. But I bought all these bumpers. I bought that deck lid. I bought all these bumpers. I think one of these Mercury bumpers is the one for that two-door that's missing the front bumper. And then there's extra bumpers here too. So whichever bumper, hopefully this bumper fits it, because it's kind of rough. So that'd be a good one for art. And is that, no, that's the wrong side for that truck that's missing the door. Got all these bumpers. Like I say, for the cars that are missing bumpers, hopefully I can at least make one of these fit good enough to be able to cut it off. And then bought lots of small stuff off of these pallets. Like I said, we got most of it already, but there's still a handful of stuff here. And now the test. We're gonna find out exactly what's in this Thunderbird for a transmission. I've never seen a floor shift Thunderbird before. Obviously it's not original, but we're gonna see exactly what it is. I see some numbers on it. C4, so it's out of a 64. What do we got back here? Got some sort of funky stabilizers on it. This must have been a hot rod car. I wonder what engine's in it.
Some sort of an
FE. Was it a 4-barrel or 2-barrel? It was a 2-barrel, wasn't it? All right, we figured it out. It's for a 64 to 67 Galaxy is what that transmission's out of, or at least the tail shaft is anyway. It's got a dual pattern for the bell housing. It fits two different bell housings. So I've just never seen that. A Thunderbird with a 4-speed transmission in it. That's pretty wild. And I got this car pretty cheap too. I think the only person bidding on it was the scrap guy. So I think I got it for around 400 or something like that. I mean, that transmission's worth more than that by itself. So not a bad deal at all. We're gonna go ahead and take that one home. And we made it back to the yard. That truck over there is one that Skylar hauled today. We must have missed him at some point in time. Got these all put in here. Right now what I'm doing is just stacking them all out here. I'll take them out back later. Here's the two that I put on Todd earlier. A little bit more closer. I wish this one still had the Hemi in it, but it doesn't. And this truck here, kind of a rough truck, but good for art. Plus it's super heavy. And so now I'll show you the rest of the cars that I bought at the sale. This is a 2-door Breezeway. Kind of a neat car. Mercury, not bad at all. Lots of good stuff on it. Plus, like I say, it is a 2-door. The deck lid's kind of messed up, but you know, somebody might want this car. It's not too bad rust-wise. We'll see. If not, we'll cut it up for art later. Here's a 57 Pontiac Chieftain. Pretty complete car. And I think with a bath, this car would actually look halfway decent. So somebody may save this car, somebody may not. It's got a, what is that? A compass laying there. Instrument cluster out of something. Floors are kind of rusty in this car, but like I say, it's, oh, the door is wired closed on this one. So somebody was really into these cars. Honestly, this one here is probably fixable. Put new floor pans in it. Let's see here. This is a truck from somewhere else, but check out these wraps on it. I never did show this truck when I got it, so I guess you'll see it now. Got two really cool wraps on it on the bumper. Or I guess those aren't really wraps. They're kind of wraps, but they're more like guards. And there's that old truck there from the other place. Let's see here. These three came from the auction though. Got two Lincoln Premiers. This one here is pretty rough. It was sitting out in the field or in the tree row or somewhere. I forget where it was sitting at. It's missing the deck lid, but it's got everything else. I figured if nothing else, I'll cut the nose off of it. This in here isn't a bad car, other than a tree fell on the roof up here and busted out the windshield, kind of messed it up a little bit. It's too bad that windshield's not good. Somebody could use it in this car, but oh well. Like I say, the body isn't too terrible on this. It's got a little bit of rust in it, but not horrible. This one here has rear AC in it. I don't think the other one does. Maybe it does too. I don't know. Yeah, there's the AC unit in the trunk. There's the other fender skirt that's missing. A couple teapot carburetors. That's a bonus. Yeah, there's no AC in this one. There's a license plate, a couple hubcaps, some taillight pieces. Just odds and ends stuff in the trunk of this one. Nothing too whoopee. Oh, I said the word again. And then here is a Ford F350. I think this is a 50. Yeah, this is a 57. It's got one-piece 17.5 wheels on it. Those will definitely sell. Other than that, there's nothing special about this truck really. Just arts and parts. Turn off pump, wrote it right there on the windshield. Let's go check out the really cool cars inside the fence now. One thing I forgot to show you out at the auction is that building out there is clear full of engines, and we bought I think 18 engines out of there. So that was pretty cool. But here's a 57 Ford retractable hardtop. Most of the retractable stuff is all here. The interior is gone, unfortunately. We packed it full of other parts that I bought at the sale. There's a couple Thunderbird seats, Continental kit, some grills, a bunch of carburetors, just odds and ends stuff. We'll clean it out eventually. Automatic car. The tub on this car, they've really done a hack job of putting new quarter panels on it, unfortunately. But like I say, it's a good parts car. It's got a lot of retractable parts here if somebody wanted to fix one that was a little bit more complete. There's a good motorcycle wheel there. That's a high-dollar piece. Here's one of the best cars of the sale. This in here is the one that really got me on the hood. This is a 65 Mercury Comet Caliente V8 4-speed car. The V8 and the 4-speed are gone, but it's still, I mean, the VIN number and it's got the pedals and all that stuff in it still. But I bought the car, and then later on they sold the hood, and they ran me up to the moon on the hood. I guess they were upset that they didn't get the car or something. I was one bit away from dumping it on them, but I went ahead and got it. We packed it full of parts once again. There's bunches of radios, carburetors, grills, Continental kits, hubcaps, more grills and more headlight stuff and taillight stuff. All sorts of good stuff in this car. We'll clean it out later. This car is very buildable. It needs a quarter panel on this side, and it needs one spot in the floor pan replaced. I think the quarter panel on this side is pretty good still. Really not a bad car at all. And then this was the most expensive car that I bought. This is a 1941, I believe, Lincoln Continental. I can't tell the difference between 40 and 41, but everybody told me it's a 41. Very cool car. Unfortunately, somebody cut the panel out of the door right here for some unknown reason. Here's a couple visors. This is the visor that was in the trunk of that Mercury that I mentioned earlier. I bought that visor at the sale for 50 bucks. It's got the Continental kit for the car. It's got the fender skirts for the car. It's got the hubcaps. It's got the beauty rings. It's got the whole 9 yards. And then under the hood of this car, I think we got it unwired. Yeah. It's got the original V12 flathead in it, and it still turns by hand pretty good. I bet we could get it running with just a little bit of tinkering. So I think we're going to do a will it run on this car. Unless, of course, somebody comes through and buys the whole thing. I haven't decided if I'm going to part it out or sell it whole. Once again, I guess I'll let the buyer decide. If somebody offers me enough money for that engine, we'll part it out. Otherwise, I'll sell the car whole. And then last but not least, for sure, we have a 1970 Cyclone GT. Once again, this is a V8 4-speed car, but the V8 and the 4-speed are gone. The grille is laying inside it. but it still has the hood, and the body on this car is actually pretty solid. Somebody took the trunk, the floor out of the trunk. I don't know why that is, but the floors in this car are pretty solid. There's a couple Ford tailgates that we threw in there that we bought out back. And then somebody took the 9-inch rear end out of it and slapped an 8-inch under it, and it's just sitting in there. It's not actually bolted in, so that's unfortunate. But like I say, it's a Cyclone GT. It's not a bad tub, just a little bit of rust here and there. Very buildable car. You just got to find an engine and transmission and interior for it. But it's a pretty cool piece, and I'm sure somebody will have to have it. And if nobody has to have it, you know, we'll part it out. There's a lot of good parts there for sure. And then I bought this as well. This isn't a car, this little trailer. This is a Allstate, I believe, or something similar. The way this worked is it would actually bolt solid to your rear bumper, and then as you turned your car, it would kind of swing like this with a little pivot wheel back here. It's got little shocks on it for suspension. That way you could pack all your luggage or whatever inside of here. We packed it full of trim that we bought at the sale. I honestly don't even know what all's in there. We'll go through it another day. I got that, and then I've got all of these toolboxes are packed clear full of stuff at the sale as well. All sorts of good stuff. I don't even know what's in here. I think the one down there on the bottom is the one that has most of the good stuff. It's got a little tiny like water fountain, like probably 12 inches across, if that even. Really neat, bunch of good stuff in there. I'll go through those another day. Right now I just set them here. When I empty them out, I'll put them in here on shelves in the semi-trailer, try to get it listed on eBay. I tried not to buy too much small stuff. I did buy quite a bit of small stuff, probably more than I should have. But man, they're just such good deals. I can sell one piece and pay for, you know, 30 things that I bought. And so it was hard not to buy the stuff. I was trying mainly to buy cars, and I originally only planned on buying 20 or 30 of the cars, and I wound up buying 90 of the cars roughly. But good stuff. Like I say, some of the cars I'm just going to cut up. I mean, they're not worth anything to anybody. But other cars like these here, all 4 of these, plus some of the other ones we hauled today, they might be worth something to somebody as a whole car. We'll give them a chance to go away whole first, and if they don't sell, then we'll cut them up, part them out, whatever. But that's that. I know you saw most of these cars at the auction. However, I didn't really go through them in detail. Didn't really bother looking inside them, anything like that the day of the sale. So I thought we'd do a more in-depth review over these cars. Plus, we found some actually pretty cool stuff inside some of these cars. So some really good bonuses, found some good engines. I found that 4-speed and that Thunderbird. That blew me away. You just never know what you're going to find in these things. But now the fun part is hauling all this stuff. And that's another reason why I wanted to record it all in detail like this now. It's just because once I really start going at it hard and heavy hauling the stuff, I don't want to have to constantly be trying to record at the same time. So I won't bother recording the whole process of hauling everything. But like I say, I am going to make a video of going through that building, so stay tuned for that. But with that, I'll let y'all go. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. And remember to get out there and find an adventure. And if it's hot like this, make sure you drink plenty of water. We'll see you next time.